What's up, everybody? It's your boy Alexis Maurice and my dutiful co-host, Mr.
Trey Hollywood, everybody.
And it is time for another episode of Hollywood Happening. So go ahead and pour yourself a glass of wine. Tonight we're drinking on some shit that I smuggled into the country. Put on some lipstick, pull up a chair, and we're going to discuss the latest happenings in Hollywood. But before we get started, go ahead and like that video on YouTube, share it on Twitter, retweet it, Facebook it, Instagram it, because you know we trying to come all the way up. That's right. All the way up. And first off, we definitely want to thank everyone for all of your love and support. Got some feedback from some of our fans or whatever, and we acknowledge and we accept our areas of opportunity, and we're going to work our very best to actually close them. Okay. So let's go ahead and take this first step. Trey, how you been?
I've been good. I can't complain. I'm better than I was.
Well, let's go ahead and get started because a lot has been going on this past week in Hollywood, and we just need to go ahead and get on top of it. Let's kick it off with Bill Cosby. So we talked about Bill last episode, and some new things have surfaced. Another accuser, SuperModel BeverlyJohnson, came forward and stated that she had her personal experience with Bill Cosby trying to, I don't know if it was seduce. Anyway, he drugged her ass with a cappuccino machine and got mad when she didn't.
Some strong coffee.
Some black coffee, some real black coffee with a kick. Oh, whatever. But she came forward in Vanity Fair magazine on last week stating that she too had a run-in with Bill Cosby and that he attempted to sexually assault her. Stated that, you know, she was going through a tough time in her life, and you know, he made promises basically of helping her career by, you know, getting her a slot on the Cosby Show or something of that nature. She went back to his house once. She went back to his house the second time, and he had a cappuccino machine or a Starbucks, not a Starbucks machine.
You could have a Starbucks,
child.
It's Bill Cosby.
Whatever it was, right? It's Bill Cosby. Whatever it was, he had a little little light in that little machine that he gave her.
A what?
A little light, little new.
Okay.
No roofie, you know, little drug, little Cosby drug.
Okay.
It's gonna be a drink called a Cosby. Give me one of them Cosbys. So.
Get a Cosby.
But anyway, said that she took the first sip, and by the second sip, she realized that she was drugged. She knew that she had been drugged because of the fact that in her supermodel days, she's dibble and dabble, so she know what drugs feel like. You know, when you drinking something that got a little kick to it, you kind of know they got a little something inside of it. She said she was hitting him, you motherfucker, and you mother this and mother that, and he got frustrated, drug her out the house, put in the cab, and she went on about her business or whatever. So that's a new, you know, someone else who came forward. Trey, you know, in the beginning I was like, nah, Bill Cosby wouldn't do this. And I think I was basing that on my, you know, my perception of him through the Cosby Show and Cosby, Fat Albert, and you know, the things that I knew that he did. Bill Cosby has been doing this thing a long time, even before I was born. But for 13 different women, 14 now, to come up and say that Bill Cosby tried to do XYZ with them in conjunction with, you know, using the drug as a catalyst. Trey, I don't know. I'm not judging him. Please don't think that I'm judging him. But my thing is, it's time for him to speak. And he did speak this past week, and he stated that he hopes that black media can remain neutral or objective, you know, through this whole ordeal. What the hell was that supposed to mean? White media is not going to be objective? I mean, white media is going to be objective and black media is not going to be objective? My thing, Trey, I just...
You know, black people do tend to be a little more harsh to their own race than white people will. True. Now, I'm just going to say this, and people may say, well, 14th person that came up. Once one person comes up with a story, it could take 15 more people to write a story and come up with a story.
Trey, these women have vivid accounts
Let me just say
what
this.
happened several years ago, and all of them have a similar story that he drugged them.
Yeah.
And my thing is,
We can come up with a story and continue to make it, add your own to it.
Trey.
And make it say, no, Beverly Johnson, her whole story sounds fabricated, scripted, and rehearsed. How something that happened 13 years... Hold on, wait a minute, let me finish. How something that happened 13 years ago, 15 years ago, however many years ago it happened, can you remember to the T? First of all, did Bill Cosby already have the cab already set up waiting on you?
Well, what I've been told by women say when they have been violated.
I had multiple women comment on my Facebook, and they do not believe Beverly. They say if anything, they would believe any of the other women, but Beverly Johnson's just.
But what does she have to gain from this, Trey? She's already a respected mom. She don't need no coins.
Her and Janice are close friends.
Yeah, what?
All they needed was a black woman to speak up.
Oh, please. It was already a black woman that spoke up. Just like you just said. You believe it more now since Beverly was somebody who's known. Now that Beverly spoken up and saying something, now you more so believe it. All it was needed was for a black woman like Beverly Johnson. No, it's not that a black woman, but I think of someone like Beverly Johnson as someone who's very well respected. Or whatever, who has an impeccable reputation, and there's no reason for her to gain anything from coming up and saying like this.
She done dibbled and dabbled herself.
Right.
I believe that.
And she admitted that.
No, I believe what I believe is that she may be bitter because she never got the role. She never got the role on the Cosby Show.
Oh please, Trey.
So now,
but he was trying to play in a box. That's why she didn't get the role because of the simple fact that he wasn't able to do it.
No, that's what she's claiming. She didn't get the role because, and that's what she's claiming. She's stating that,
Trey,
but she could have not got the role for any other reason.
Just like,
she could have not got the reason.
You're
for the
off
role.
base.
No,
you're off base.
I'm not. I don't
yes,
believe
you are.
it. My thing is that I give people the benefit of the doubt.
I do too. It sounds like you're not.
Until Bill Cosby is proven.
13 people or 14 people are all telling you the same thing, Trey, you are a liar.
No, I'm not.
It's all 13 or 14 of us. It's not you that's the liar. No. All of us agree that you're a liar.
What I'm saying is, if I'm
all of us agree. Like, for example, we always say that you like to flirt with people. Or whatever.
Okay.
And
I admit that.
When we were talking about it, in our little group, with all of us.
Y'all was making it seem like that I interact with so many people. No, I flirt with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, but you do interact with a lot of people.
But if I don't invest in time with somebody, no, I know how to cut those.
But if all of us are telling you the same thing, you think it's us with the problem, not you?
No, not at all. That's your all's opinion on how y'all feel about me.
But if all people perceive you that way, maybe you need to take a step back and think. Well,
and as an adult, I will. But what I'm saying is, if I'm in a relationship and multiple people come and say, okay, well, I had sex with your other half, I did this with your other half. You know what? They can either want me, because believe me, I've been there. When people came to me and told me, come to the end of the day, the people wanted me, or either wanted him. No, but what I'm stating is that if multiple people come to me and say, oh, this is what he did, this is what he did, this is what he did, I'm not going to believe them until I have a fact or I know that he did it.
Well, and that's part of the statement that Camille made, Bill Cosby's wife. She made some statements, of course, in defense of her. In defense of her husband, she finally spoke out, and she was saying, basically everyone is jumping to all of these conclusions. All of these women are getting on national TV making these accusations against my husband, and none of them have been proven to be true.
Right. Give me a video. Give me a semen
but
specimen. Give me something.
But there was nothing. None of these women said anything, so there's not going to be a rape kit or anything like that. I don't even know if those things were out back then.
So what did he do? Piss somebody off, and somebody said, you know what? Since you don't want to do this, you're not going to continue to pay these student loans. So I'm putting you out, and then boom, everybody else will come out. Who started the trend?
Trey, all I'm saying is, all these women coming out with the same story.
I'm writing a letter.
And women have told me when you are violated or when you're taken advantage of, you remember every single second, every element. Now Janice got on there. Janice was just
I have. Damn it. And I know how it is to be the victim of some type of rape. So if you're gonna remember,
you remember it, don't you? Vividly. You remember every single detail. You remember it.
I do.
So why can't these women remember that?
But I have proof.
What's your? Oh, I don't. We don't need to get into
I have proof.
But all I'm saying is, women say they remember. You remember every second of it. And all I'm saying is,
and where's this cab driver? Where's all this other stuff?
For all of these women to come up and say Bill Cosby did this stuff. I mean, I'm not saying he did it, and I'm not saying that he didn't do it. It's evident that Bill Cosby was a Rolling Stone, honey. And he cheated a lot on Camille.
And that's what I'm gonna say.
He cheated a lot. That's.
I don't believe that he's by any form of image that he's an angel. I do believe that he may have tried to come on to these girls, some girls. Maybe kissed on them, said I could do this, but I don't believe he physically raped any of these girls.
And my thing is,
how he physically raped all these other women, but Beverly, she got away. Oh, he dragged her back. He dragged her back to the car and let her go free.
That's what one of the girls was saying. One of the people who
Beverly sound like a lie. Just like that's why Whoopi was.
Yeah,
Whoopi was going back with her.
I don't know. I think a lot of us don't want to believe it because we hold Bill Cosby to a certain esteem, and we don't want to believe the fact that he could have done this. But Trey, I don't know. My eyebrows raised.
All I hate is that at this point, even with these accusations and these people claiming this, the things that are being taken from him at this point in his career, it's to me it's sad.
What's being taken from him? A TV show he's had?
No, these accusations that had happened years ago, back in the 90s. At that time, he was about to buy some TV network. He was about to buy it.
So,
and then now this happened again.
So many years ago,
this happened again in 2014 when he was about to open up his a large media network. Now these accusations have come out of nowhere again.
All I'm saying is it's time for Mr. Cosby. Mr. Cosby. Because we ain't calling you Dr. Cosby anymore because they didn't strip the little...
He messed up his legacy.
Yeah.
And do you want to tell them what the statement where his wife...
Yeah. But, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is what, she said.
You gonna read it?
Yeah. You got it? Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Camille stated this. I met my husband, Bill Cosby, in 1963, and we married in 1964. The man I met and fell in love with and whom I continue to love is the man you all knew through his work. He is a kind man, a generous man, a funny man, and a wonderful husband, father, and friend. He is the man you thought you knew. A different man has been portrayed in the media over the last 2 months. It is the portrait of a man I do not know. Yeah, I bet you don't. It's also a portrait painted by individuals and organizations whom many in the media have given a pass. There appears to be no vetting of my husband's accusers before stories are published or aired. An accusation is published and immediately goes viral. We all followed the story of the article in Rolling Stones concerning allegations of a rape at University of Virginia. Mm-hmm. The story was heartbreaking, but ultimately appears to be proved to be untrue. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Many in the media were quick to link that story to the stories about my husband until that story unwound. None of us will ever want to be in the position of attacking a victim. But the question should be asked, who is the victim? Who is the victim? Her husband?
By media, by all this, yeah. I mean, he is a victim.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
because it's not proven yet.
It's not. That's the problem. Yet. That's my problem.
And I think it's going to be difficult for those women to actually prove it. But it still doesn't negate or take away from the fact that they stated that they were all 13 women sexually abused by this man.
Not now one of them can prove it. Get the fuck out of here.
My thing is, Trey, it's time for Mr. Cosby to open his mouth and say something. I understand that, his legal team are probably advising him not to say anything, which is what he stated. They're telling me not to say anything, just not to speak on it. But I think at some point,
and that's the thing about it.
His legal team needs to do something. He needs to get an interview with Oprah or Barbara or
Wendy,
or whatever, somebody. Go talk to Ricky Smiley. Go talk to somebody.
Come talk to us.
Come on to the table, to the Hollywood Happiness table, because we will open you.
A glass of wine.
Yeah, we got that. We got, you need a little cigarette, we got that too.
Got a cigar.
Or whatever, but we not letting you pour none of our drinks because we don't want that happening. We don't want none of that.
Nah, you go ahead, I give him money.
But, you know, now it's interesting because there's a flip to this. So Bill Cosby is an African-American man. You guys remember StephenCollins, the father on Seventh Heaven.
Yes.
Well, he too was accused of, you know, sexually assaulting and having sex with minors and things of that nature. And he recently, this past week, came out and
it's been
today's, it was this week, I believe.
Well, yeah, it was more speaking of it. And the thing about it is that for me, it's like, you know, people say there's no color. There is color. We live in a world where there is color. It's sad to say.
Red,
2014,
yellow, black, and
we're
white,
still. I wish that we could walk around,
Jesus,
turn inside out.
little children of the world.
You done?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
You had a moment.
I was just singing. Yeah. Go ahead.
I wish that we could walk around inside out. Because on the inside, we're all the same color. So we don't have to worry about who's dark skinned, who's light skinned, you know, whose complexion looks better, or who has more power.
I don't want to walk around on inside out. I don't want people to see my inside.
Do you get where I'm going though?
Uh-oh.
I mean, just because your inside up don't mean, you know what I'm saying? My point is that we still kind of live in a world where it's white America. And I feel like anytime, and I forgot what the other issue was, but there was a similar situation maybe like the beginning of the year where there was something that happened with a white person, a Caucasian person, and then something immediately happened with an African American person, like it was to cover that up. And I feel like that's what this situation is. Something happened with StephenCollins, and he admitted that he had sex with young girls.
That he did something terribly wrong.
And then out of nowhere.
But in the last 20 years, he has opted not to act on that impulse.
Right. And then now this Bill Cosby situation called StephenCollins has admitted he's not being dragged. He's not having all these things stripped.
Seventh Heaven was still on the air.
It still is. I still love the show. I love
Seventh Heaven.
I love the show.
I can do without it.
But my thing is that it's like you see the difference, and that's why I think why Bill Cosby made the statement that he made about black media, because they will do more. More.
You're right. I will say that the handling of Bill Cosby's situation is a lot more drastic.
So drastic.
No, but you have to think about this now. StephenCollins hasn't been in the industry as long as Bill Cosby has.
He hasn't.
And StephenCollins doesn't have the same respect as Bill Cosby as well.
Yeah, they don't hold the same.
But the handling and the coverage of this is a whole lot different than what, you know, Bill's situation is. All of Bill's accusers are on TV. You know, none of StephenCollins' accusers, I don't think, have actually come forward. But he's admitted it. I think it's, you know, it's genius of his PR team to go ahead and put that out there right now while Bill Cosby is going through all this, because of the fact that, just like you said, I think Stephen's on is probably going to just be swept up under the rug. But, you know, for the record, he's actually come out and said it. I personally feel Bill Cosby needs to come out and say something. He may not need to say that he did or did not do it, but if he did it, it's time for him to be the responsible, intelligent, professional, African-American man that he has pushed all of us to be. You know, inspired us to be. He needs to do the same and own this shit. Okay? Come out and say, you know what? I made some terrible decisions. I made some poor decisions. Wasn't thinking, blah, blah, blah. You know, I acted, you know, whatever. He just needs to come out and say something, Trey. He needs to come out and say something. Because this is too much for him to just be going around town like all of this shit ain't happening.
I mean, he's still a free man.
Yeah, he's still a free man, and like I said, I still think he is, because, you know, the statute of limitations is over.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
Say if you were sitting there, I was sitting here, we had somebody there controlling the camera, we had Bill Cosby sitting right here. What was the first question you would ask him? Now, don't think about all the things that we already know. We already know answers to. What would you think to ask him? Outside of all the stuff we already know that's already been put out in the media.
So, what would be one question I would ask Mr. Cosby?
What would be the first question you would ask Mr. Cosby? Outside of how you doing today?
How's the pudding? How's the pudding? What would I ask Mr. Cosby? So, Mr. Cosby, tell me, what are your thoughts on the killings of the young African American men in America? You know, when we talk about Trayvon Martin, when we talk about Ferguson, when we talk about Eric Gardner, what are your thoughts? What are your, where do you think at this particular point? And it would probably be something along those lines because of the fact that I respect his opinion. He's a humanitarian. He's one that promotes, education among African Americans. The uplifting of the African American man and things of that nature. So, I would like to hear his vantage point on that.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I just wanted to know.
But why did you ask me that?
Because
I thought you were going somewhere.
No, I wanted to know where would your mindset be if you were to have him.
What about you? What did you ask him?
Actually, I was going to ask him about the murders and everything.
Yeah. So let's move on. Bill Cosby needs to speak. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you about to say something?
No.
Yeah, you were. Go ahead. Go ahead, Trey. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because I haven't heard his opinion on it, and he will be one of the people that I want to hear his opinion on the murders. So I would ask him right there.
But what are you looking up? Where are you looking up? Something?
Oh no, I was just looking
at
some of the stuff from Steve.
Anywho, so let's move on. This was a sad story. Rapper EarlHayes murdered his wife, Stephanie Mosley. I think that's her name. You guys know her from the VH1 show Hit the Floor. She's one of the actresses on that particular show. EarlHayes, which is also, he's a part of the Money Team. He's good friends with Floyd Mayweather, 50 Cent. Basically, there was some accusations that were made about some infidelity that Stephanie possibly was involved in. And he went into a jealous rage and he murdered the young lady. And then after he murdered her, he took his own life as well. So they're both dead. It's been stated, and what's his name? The boxer? I just called his name. Mayweather actually, came up and stated that Earl actually hit him up on FaceTime, before it happened. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe he must have shot her, then FaceTime him.
What?
And then shot himself. Or he was on FaceTime first with him, and then he went in there and shot her, and then shot himself. Basically, Mayweather was there, but he was on FaceTime when all of this happened.
That would fuck somebody up.
Yeah, that was a bit much for me, and sometimes I guess it goes to the saying, if I can't have you, nobody else can have you, and nothing's been proven, but it's alleged that she was involved with Trey Songz. That's the person who she was allegedly, cheating on him with, or had some type of past with him. He found out about it. He went into a jealous rage. Some people are saying he rapped about this song rapped about a murder-suicide a couple of years ago with infidelity and stuff like that. This murder-suicide has actually brought, well, I'm not going to say brought, but 50 Cent actually kind of reached out to Floyd Mayweather, on social media about this. And it's just sad, man, for you to be that upset and jealous that you take the life of somebody else. I mean, that had to be some real hurtful shit for you to want to take the life. She was, like I said, she was a dancer. She's danced with Chris Brown and a couple other people. And she's dead now.
Shit like that is real. I have and I'll just share just a little shorts. Like I make it short. You remember the show that used to come on, American Gladiator?
The wrestling show?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I used to, when I was younger, my parents, I think they rented a house, but the owners of the house lived across the street from us.
Okay.
Their daughter was American. She was one of the American Gladiators.
Oh, okay.
She was married to a white guy. They had a beautiful little mixed daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And when we had moved, they moved into that house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably like a year or two after we moved, he killed her.
Mm-hmm.
He basically had beliefs that she was having an affair.
I seem like I kind of remember.
You probably do, because it was nationwide. He basically had thoughts that she was having an affair with another woman.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents were out of town at the time. Well, thank God the daughter was with her parents, but she ran outside and she was screaming for help. He hit her in the head with a hammer. He killed her with a hammer. And he's doing time, of course. But it's just shit like that is real when people think in their mind, if I can't have you, nobody else is gonna have you, and they do shit like that. So with that's just so sad because not saying because she was beautiful, she didn't deserve to die, but she was a beautiful girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's sad that people mindset, and that's why I just say you got to continue to pray for people because you don't know where their mind is at. You don't know what they're going through, but mentally what they went through that day.
Yeah, some people, when it comes to loving someone, for whatever reason, their childhood was fucked up, not having the love and support of a mother or a father. Right. A lot of times people invest so much into relationships that, I didn't get the love and support that I needed from my mom or my mother and my father. So when I have a wife or when I have children or when I have a husband, I'm going to really, invest everything into that relationship. And, some people, when they're in love, they are, they're in love till the day that they actually die. And it's so sad. We don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. All we know is just what's alleged. But my thoughts and prayers, our thoughts and prayers are with Stephanie's family and
Mayweather.
Yeah, and Mayweather and 50 Cent too, because they were all friends at one point in time.
And Trey, if she was,
Yeah, 50 Cent had a couple of things to say about Trey on Instagram because Trey kind of tweeted something and put something on Instagram, and 50 thought it was kind of disrespectful for him.
50's ignorant. He's ignorant in a way.
50's not ignorant.
He's ignorant. He does the most ignorant things on his Instagram page.
Whatever.
He's ignorant.
Mayweather put videos up of women washing him.
He's ignorant too.
Oh, okay. 50 Cent is not ignorant. 50 Cent is hilarious to me. I think it's funny as hell, personally.
That shit ignorant.
But again, our thoughts and prayers are out to Stephanie and her family, and may they rest in the bosom of Abraham. I don't know about him though. I don't know if he's gonna go to heaven. No. Maybe he repented right before he, took his life.
So that fixes
but when you kill yourself, there's no repentance from that. Yeah, that's child, go to hell. You're going to hell. But anyway, let's lighten up the mood a little. Let's talk about K.Michelle.
K.Michelle.
Child, talking about relationships.
K.Michelle.
This was the best kept secret for the whole year. I would have to say the best kept secret of 2014.
Yes, we're gonna go ahead and give them that title.
Yes, the best kept secret of 2014. Idris Elba and K.Michelle was in a relationship.
8 months.
Get the fuck out of here! I would have never in my life thought or think that Idris would get involved with K.Michelle. Now I ain't saying, that she ain't good enough.
You saying?
I ain't saying that.
Why is this kept?
But she said it in herself that he wasn't the typical type of guy that she goes for.
He wanted her type.
Right, but she also said that people have a wretched side sometimes you don't know, and I can see that. I can see Idris being very wretched or whatever. But I have to give it to them. They did that. They did that, and she's speaking out about it. And he's not come out and publicly deny it or anything of that particular. He also hasn't said anything.
He communicated to her, like she stated. She had an interview with the Breakfast Club. You and everybody have an interview with the Breakfast Club, and she stated that he emailed and said I'm sorry I had to happen this way. It's art, it's form of art, but I mean it's love. I mean it comes in different ways. It comes
shapes, forms, sizes, colors.
I put them together and I said that's kind of cute. That ain't cute.
No.
I mean, he's sexy. She's beautiful.
Didn't see it. I just didn't.
She's tall. He's short. I mean, he's tall. She's short.
Nah, I just didn't see it, Trey. I just did not see that happen. But it was funny because people were kind of alluding to it, hinting to it when they did that. He produced or directed or whatever he did for that shitty ass mess that she called a musical that she had on VH1. Did you see that thing? That thing was awful. No shade, K.Michelle.
So what do you think was awful by his work or her work?
The collaboration. I fought both of them equally. There's enough blame to go across the board or whatever. I just went into it. It wasn't nothing like I expected. It was more like a one-woman show kind of thing to me. I don't know.
Because he was beating it.
What does that have to do with anything?
So it's going to be all about her. It's a one-woman show.
But it just wasn't what I expected it to be. I thought it was more like a staged, theatrical.
Good. She had that good.
I'm talking.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. It was like a more of a stage and I'm talking. Thank you. It was more like a stage, whatever. I just didn't see it for them. But that she blew me away, and he blew me away too, because she don't seem like his type and he don't seem like her type. She did say that, you know, they had a good 8 months and that, you know, it all came to an end. He had a baby. And K.Michelle admitted on the Breakfast Club that she likes a lot of attention. And he wasn't able to give her the attention that she needed. And she was woman enough to step aside. You know what? You got a new baby. You know, maybe y'all not as done with each other as you think you are, all that kind of stuff. So I thought I was real woman enough of her to say that. I hope that she wouldn't, but he looked like he wouldn't take her belligerent shit though. That how she be going off on them tantrums and stuff like that. He look like he look like he might jack her ass up. She might like it, but he's just somebody she might allow him to jack you up. It's a little bit. You know. But let's talk about her new album.
K.Michelle's new album is now in stores. It is now in stores.
Pay us. Free plug. In stores.
The name of the album is Anybody Wanna Buy Me by Heart. I love this album. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and just say.
Well, I wasn't buying it. I didn't buy the first one, and I ain't buying the second.
The first one.
He came over here, and I've downloaded it on my computer, so I'm gonna listen to it.
Can you let? I'm talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Anywho, I was the one when K.Michelle was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I hated K.Michelle.
I didn't hate her.
I hated it. I'm gonna tell you how bad. I'm gonna tell you how much I hated her. I said so much mean things on Twitter to her. She blocked me. I am blocked.
K.Michelle blocked you?
I am blocked. K.Michelle, if you see this video, please unblock me because I am a fan. This fucking CD, when I tell you track 1 all the way up to track 14. Bonus.
Oh, so now because she put out a good album, you
well,
like
her first one, I liked her first one, but this one just took me where I needed it to be.
So let's talk about her for a second. So when she came out and stated, you know, that who was her boyfriend? It wasn't Memphis.
I don't know who she claimed.
Who was that guy she dates? She was dating.
I don't remember the name.
Right, but she claimed that he beat her ass.
Right.
A couple of times. How do you feel about that, Trey? Did you feel that was legitimate? Do you feel that he beat her ass?
It just seems like it was attention seeking to me.
That she came out and said it.
Yeah.
Trey, sounds like you don't believe women who get beat.
No, I believe because trust me, I've been a witness
assaulted.
So trust me, I do. I'm a person when it comes to facts. And
if you're gonna come out and say that somebody beat you or somebody sexually assaulted you, we need to have some type of
there need to be somebody else who knew about it. You ain't gonna sit there and let somebody beat you for 13 years and not tell somebody.
With the Bill Cosby ladies, they did tell some people. Some people did know.
We not on Bill Cosby right now. We're off for that one K.Michelle segment. Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to.
If you like R&B, let me say this: if you've been in love, if you've been hurt, if you've cried about somebody. Or if you are ready to love again.
Oh, it encompasses all of that.
All of that. I gave this CD an A-. And the only reason I gave it an A- was because she didn't have a feature.
What you mean?
She didn't have a feature. If she would have had a feature, it would have had an A.
Meaning featuring other people?
Yeah, featuring another artist.
That's just more money for her.
This is true. This is true. She wrote all the songs.
And that's what's up. I mean, she wrote all the songs. You like the whole album. And it's not featuring anybody.
It's good.
But it makes room for remixes and, you know, that kind of stuff like that. So good job, K.Michelle.
Good job, K.Michelle. Thank you. And again, if you see this, the name
is not checking for us.
Oh, she will be. Baby. What I tell
you. Okay, girl. Hey, Kimberly. But that's all for this episode of Hollywood Happenings, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will see you on the next go round. Holla. Peace. And let's get this show on the road. All right, 5, 4, 3.
What's it got that?
That's how you do it, Trey. Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set.
In 5.